I've been looking forward to this. It's been in the pipeline for ages. Okay, the X factor. All about the X, the situation, the story, the toxic stuff, the good stuff. We're going to dig right down. Okay, we're going to see what happened and why. What's the potential with that relationship? Should you get back together? Should you stay definitely apart? It's for anyone who is in connection with anyone for days, months, or years. Okay, so it can be a situationship, relationship, whatever ship. Okay, let me show you the cards. This is interesting. Notice that we have here 3 cards, and they are all the Lovers. But they are from different decks. For ease, I've done number 1, number 2, and number 3, so I can do the timestamps. Okay? Have a look at them, take a deep breath, drop into your heart space. Here it is, your heart space, not your head space. You will be attracted to one of these cards. No judgment, no rhyme, nor reason. Okay? There'll be timestamps in the description box for either 1, 2, or 3, and then we'll get down to business. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, number ones. You chose the Mystic Maidens, which is this one. I love this little ray of sunshine that we've got coming across. That is a kind of, I don't know, I'm looking at it as a ray of some kind of positivity or hope. We haven't pulled a single card yet apart from the Lovers. But I'm feeling good about it, okay? I'm feeling good about it. Have a feeling you might have also been drawn to number 3, but that's just my gut feeling. Okay, let's have a looky-see. What do we need to know, please? I want a couple of overall energy cards about this relationship dynamic. Okay, so this is literally like an overview of the relationship. Let's just put you to one side, my lovely. Where are you going? There you go. Want you on the camera. Right. No one puts baby in the corner, but we do put the Lovers in the corner. Right, couple of overall energy cards for the Lovers. I'm going to be saying that a lot in this reading, so it could get irritating. Just let me know in the comments. 4 of Swords, that's interesting. Oh, and Strength. I think that gives me something already, actually. Right, 4 of Swords and Strength is the first 2 cards we've got for the overall energy of this relationship. 4 of Swords is a card of rest. It's a card of repose. It's got the 4 energy, so it has a certain kind of solidity to it. It feels as if, for me, because it's just like it's looking at this Strength card. Strength in adversity here. You are somebody who has seen a few things. You have received a few lessons. Some people would call it knocks, you know, things that have been, and I'm getting the word devastating. So this can be in your childhood, it can be in your more recent years, or just that there are certain patterns playing out for you in all areas of your life, including relationships. Now, this can be, I don't know why, but I'm also getting you may attract difficult bosses at work. I know that's a completely separate thing, but it's not a completely separate thing. Yes, it's not a completely separate thing. You have had people be jealous of you at school or at work. There's something about you that is a little unknowable. And I think that some people take it upon themselves to think that you might be a bit full of yourself, when actually the opposite is true. You have look at these beautiful shoes, okay? You have a tendency to wait for the other shoe to drop. You have been disappointed in your life in bigger ways than in your personal relationship. But it's showing up in all kinds of arenas. You may be very empathic. You are very empathic. I'm going to correct myself there. From one empath to another. You're empathic, possibly spiritually skilled in some way. You could be a tarot reader or want to be a tarot reader. Crystals, healing, Reiki, any of that. I'm also getting running, and I don't know why that is. Maybe you used to do running or you like to go running, I don't know. This strength card is big. It's a number 8. For some of you, and this is very interesting, because normally with the strength card, the woman is subjugating the lion. So she is not in control of the lion, but yes, she kind of is in control of the lion. The lion bends to what I call, it's like lion whispering. You know, you would never know that she had this strength, but she does. I feel like this is you and your ex, and your ex is the lion. Now, they may have had a lot of facial hair or unusual facial hair. They may have had tattoos. I'm getting a long, can you see, on the lion's arms? I feel for some of you there's tattoos involved, maybe piercings, a little bit alternative. There's something, may have a scar, neck or cheek, maybe a childhood scar, neck or cheek. And it feels, I'm getting channeled, you're stuck together but you've fallen apart. This is you finding some psychological recovery and space, and you're almost kind of stunned, I think, or you were, you're not now. You've been in, I'm getting the 100-day sleep. I'm getting the 100 years sleep. Bit like Snow White. It's like you are, you couldn't be in it and withstand it, and you couldn't be out of it and withstand it. It's quite an addictive quality to this relationship, but also a fiery quality. We've got the red hair, we've got obviously strength is the Leo card, but we've just got fire, we've got passion, we've got a super high level of attraction no matter what, but I've also got a slight boom and bust mentality going on here. This is very interesting. Let's dig more. Okay, let's put those two up there. I like the sound of you at the moment, but we'll see what we like about the sound of them in a minute. There will be an extended reading, and there will be for each number 1, number 2, and number 3. So see how this really resonates or doesn't. If it really resonates, it's in the description box, okay, for this particular number 1. That's interesting. 3 of Pentacles. Oof, hello. Ace of Swords. Okay. 3 of Pentacles is being able to work together. It can be in a higher sense, and I'll look at that, I think. Whether you have some sort of spiritual contract with this person. You may have found it difficult to be, in inverted commas, sensible about this relationship. Okay, but there is something here where you and this person are spiritually interwoven. I'm doing this and I'm doing that because it's the infinity symbol, which of course is associated, it's an 8 on its side and it's associated. That's it, they're sending the helicopter for you. Oh God, here it is. Yeah, it's the infinity symbol, and there's something infinite about this connection. And that doesn't mean necessarily you should get back together with this person. It doesn't mean you shouldn't. It just means whether you do or whether you don't, you are always interconnected with this person. Now, I personally, and you may have tried this, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have, because this is a very sort of enmeshed kind of thing. You may have tried cord cutting or something, magic spell or something. Personally, I don't think you can cut cords like this. You don't have to let them dominate, but they are part of the fabric of your life, okay? Even if you never speak to them again, and you may wish to never speak to them again, and that's fine, but those cords are still there. Ace of Swords, that's very interesting. So, Three of Pentacles, the ability to work together. But there needs to be such a high degree of radical acceptance and radical honesty. And that is a big ask for any relationship. I feel like this relationship may have been shorter, or it may have been in bursts, like sort of 3 months and then broke up and then got back together, and then there's a lot of sort of in-betweeny, neither, you just don't know whether it's on or whether it's off, okay? There's a very magnetic attraction to each other, which, yeah, look, there it is, 2 of Cups. I mean, come along, right, woof. I love that 2 of Cups. Oof. If you want to know what deck this is, by the way, because everybody always asks, it's this one, Mystic Maidens Tarot, Hattie Thorn. You get your 2 of Cups. That's what I mean. It's like her hair is almost snakes. There is something, if you look at these two, there's something symbiotic about you and this person. You are, and I'm getting the word intergalactic. God, I'm getting so much channeling for you, number one. And it's dead weird. Intergalactic. God knows why. It's something to do with you being an empath, and it's something to do with being outside of the norms of 3D life. So this is somebody you may have stayed up talking to late into the early hours of the morning, or you could have synchronized breath if you were asleep in bed with this person. You may have had weird things happen around, like with your phone or with messages or with, I don't know, songs even, because this looks like DJing. Yeah, it is. It's DJing. So doing something, it's like you're, oh my God, whew, too many channels in one go. It's like you are two melodies that make one song. So you know how you might, if you're putting down layers of a track of a song, there may be a harmony. You are 2 harmonies making one song. Music might be really important. Maybe one of you plays, maybe one of you's really into vinyl, I'm getting. I'm really getting that as well. I'm getting, I don't know what you call that kind of music, like soul and maybe R&B. I don't know if they call it that. Yeah. I'm also getting synthesizers. You may have sent each other songs. You may have smooched, danced, or with a lot of musical accompaniment. Like you've got your own soundtrack. You've got your own soundtrack. Incredibly, incredibly interesting, I have to say. Okay. So if you've been wanting to wash this thing right out of your hair, you probably haven't achieved it. Okay. Tell me a little about them. Ooh, look at that. Oh my God, let me show it to you actually. They're so beautiful, these cards. 5 of Cups. Oof. If they're coming off as being all right, they are not all right. Do you remember when I talked about with the 4 of Swords, you got that stability of the 4? I feel like you are a lot more, gosh, give me an itchy nose. You're a lot more, in inverted commas, all right about this than they are. You have found a way to survive and a way to thrive, something to do with meditation, mindfulness, your altar, your tarot, whatever it is for you, okay? They are sad. This is almost a heartbroken type card for me with the 5 of Cups. It's disruptive to their emotions, and I don't think, some of you might be dealing with an air sign here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person who enjoys stable, well, they enjoy trying to have stable emotions. They don't easily talk about them, and that may have led to the downfall, because radical honesty is what's needed for you and this person to be the partnership that you could be. But it needs that radical honesty. Okay? Goodness me. Yeah. Oh my God. They may have been the one that walked away or called it quits. God, look at the cards I'm getting for this person. Right. Okay. Woo-hoo. Woof. 5 of Cups is loss, regret, sadness. 8 of Cups is walking away. It can be the end of a relationship. It's very much an end of relationship card. It can be around the full moon as well. It's the ending of something. It could be you, it could be them, but I'm taking cards for them. So I feel like they disappeared, ended it, did whatever they did. I think they thought that by doing that, they were drawing a line and that they could get their sanity back, because for them, feeling emotional and feeling the feelings they felt made them feel a bit crazy, out of control, and they don't like being out of control. Justice. Ooh, that is interesting. So we have a major arcana coming in. I like that the universe sends you the Justice card. Libran energy. More red as well. We got red. Red came up in a love reading about a month ago. A lot. It feels... I'm getting you're going to have to dig deep with this one. This person has been digging deep. The universe wants some kind of karmic rebalancing. They may, in the first, when you broke up, they may have felt light and free for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But it's like their heart didn't agree with them. Tell us a bit more about this Justice, please. Yeah, ooh, what have you been doing? So we've got this gorgeous Magician. Some of you have been doing love spells, magic, or some kind of Crocodile Dundee, you know, type thing. Because you can, for a start, and because you kind of always did. May not be formally doing a spell, but you're... Okay. If you are wanting to heal this relationship, there's a couple of things I get. 1, you have the power to do so. You have the Magician. You have the universe on your side in terms of the Justice card. You have the ability to manifest an outcome with this. At the same time, you have a lot of magical power, but you need this clarity. So if you are manifesting for a reunion with this person, and I can kind of see why you might be, you also need to be manifesting the clarity that you need to go with it, because it's no good to you if this person pops back up in your life and is cloudy. Because I think you've done cloudy, and I think you might have had enough of cloudy. What do we not know about, please, here? Yeah. We get the 4 of Pentacles. Oh, hello. We've got a floater. Hang on. Oh, yeah, I'm liking that. Right. And the Queen of Swords. Let me just get myself out of the way a minute, and then I can put that one there. Right, what you don't know is that you have the ability now to hold out for what you want. Before, I think your mind was quite kind of addled and you didn't know what to do. And you may have been just really upset or panicked or whatever. 4 of Pentacles is a card that I call keeping your hands on your purse. This, if you want to rekindle this, you cannot enter another hot and cold with this person, because there's a degree of clarity that would anchor the relationship, and you've changed. It's like you were doing a magic sleep. You've changed. Queen of Swords is about the boundaries. Okay? Queen of Swords is about you overruling excitement with, I don't know if I want to call it logic. No, it's like a divine feminine kind of wisdom. That's what it is. It's wisdom. Universe is going to be, and already has been, giving you some wisdom downloads. You may have been researching attachment styles, relationships, but the universe thinks you're ready to come out of your sleep. Goodness me, number ones. If you decide you're not gunning for getting back together with this person, You need to just make radical sense of it yourself. Ace of Swords. Either way, radical honesty is the key. Okay? In the extended reading, I'm going to look at communication. How you communicate, if they'll reach out, whether you should reach out, how should you handle it if and when they do. The way you communicate, okay? When you're together in any way at all, and even when you're apart. We're going to see what the shadow sides and the obstacles are. What's holding this back, okay? And then I'm going to take a few cards for the best way forward. So to all you number one empaths out there, woof, witches, hats off to you. Witches, hats off to you for the magic and the ability and the tenacity, actually. High five, don't leave me hanging. Okay, if you want the extended, it's in the description box, and it will be number one, Mystic Maidens extended reading. See you on the other side. Namaste. Hello, lovely number twos. Don't you just love this? Love the artwork on this card. Let's zoom in. So you chose the Enchanted Tarot, which is this one. And this is the Lovers. The Lovers. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. We're going to put Lovers over here in the corner. And I'll stop making my dirty dancing joke every single time I do that, or everyone's going to get a bit fed up with me. And I have got my tea ready. I can't really show you. Can I show you? Oh yeah. There you go. Drink at your own risk. Okay. What do we need to know for you, number two? I'm going to take two overall energy cards about the relationship. Okay, they're going to kick us off. They're going to take us in a certain direction. I'm already getting a lot of feminine energy feels. Okay, don't know why. That'll all come to light. Oh, that's nice. Okay, we start with the Knight of Cups. And the Three of Cups. Let's bring them in here, actually. And I'm going to take one more. Page of Wands. Let's zoom in on these bad boys and see what is going on. Knight of Cups is the kind of card that you wish for in any love reading, really. Because it's the arrival. It's somebody who knows how to get on a horse, you know, get dressed up and arrive, produce the cup and say, here I am. You know, it's ta-da, I brought the cup. It's an announcement, it's an arrival, it's a relief. I'm just getting my heater because it's rather cold. I feel like for you, I feel like the beginning of the relationship you had with this person could have been quite whirlwindy, could have been quite, even to the point where I might say love bombing. It feels as if there were expectations set up quite quickly. But we also have the Three of Cups, which is interesting. Three of Cups is a card of community, friends, but it can also be what I'm kind of getting about this relationship that I don't understand yet. It's something to do with dissolution of power. In other words, you may have met them either online or a place where there were lots of other people who could have met them, or In the old days, we'd have said at a disco. But, you know, at a club or a place where there were lots of other people. It feels like you were picked out of a crowd, like either literally or metaphorically. We've got the Page of Wands as well. So there's energy around passion, around physical attraction, around movement again. Okay. And we've got that feminine energy. This is quite mysterious. Let us take more cards. That Three of Cups just really engages me for a minute there. Yeah, and the 7, look at that. Choosing from an array of different crockery. There's something here about choosing somebody. Like they chose you out of a crowd or they chose you out of a bunch of people. The odds against you two finding each other were really quite high. And yet here we are in separation. The 7 of Cups is about fantasies. It's about reaching to the edge of your imagination. There's something about this person that makes your head turn into like a glitter kaleidoscope of sorts. Just almost just psh, you can't think straight about this person. And maybe you never could. And when you first met them, it feels like there was like, it's not a cloud, because cloud is negative. There was something obscuring the view. And it's really weird. This relationship has an odd feeling. Okay, I want to take a couple more cards and really get into it. It's a relationship that's very difficult to understand from the outside. Venus and Aquarius, the 5 of Swords. So, this card is when both people are circling. They're both somewhat detached in terms of feeling. They're both cagey about expressing their emotions, but have a lot of them hidden away. This person may have been a mystery to you and is still a mystery to you. When you get the 5 of Swords, it's somebody not living in their full kind of force, not living in their heart, not living completely in their feelings, but almost dancing around their feelings, which I think you had a sense of. May have been hard to have gotten a straight answer out of this person. Knight of Swords. I'm glad to see that. Okay. They may wish to give you an answer at the moment, but we don't know. So let's ask that question. Because that is a much more straightforward card. Knight of Swords is, I've got a message, you know, I'm either going to say this, I'm going to communicate this to you. It's direct. The Knight of Cups, we were a bit glitter and unicorns and a bit kind of wow. And, you know, if you're meeting online, there would have been an instant connection and it almost, you might have felt you'd known them for a really long time. Interesting, number 2. Very intriguing. You find this whole connection might have been very intriguing. Let's have a look at what we don't know, okay? And also about this sort of weird sort of, I want to say cloud around communication, but I don't really understand why. And it's not like an average cloud. It's more of a sort of nice cotton woolly cloud. But there's still cotton wooliness. cotton, woolliness. Who knew? Okay. Yeah. 8 of Swords. Oh, God, that's good. And the Sun. There was something you always wanted to know of this person. 8 of Swords is limits, mental prison, not being able to break out of a certain mindset. And it feels like there was always something secret, and that you always felt there was something secret. You may have been tempted to go through their phone. You may have brought it up to them and kind of talked to them about it. You may have had... And what's interesting, I'll tell you what's interesting, number 2, is that you're not really here in this reading. And they sort of are, but there's a whole lot of swirl around all of it. The Sun is a card of revelation and coming out with something and, you know, holding something up to the sun and here it is and here's my truth. I don't know if either of you is able to express your truth in this relationship. Tell me about this truth. Let's pull a couple of cards for the truth. There will be an extended reading, so if this really resonates and you get to the end of it, it will be in the description box under extended reading for the lovers too. Okay. Oof, look, look, look. The Hermit. The Hermit. And the Fool. There's always been a Hermit and a Fool about this relationship. I know that sounds weird, but frankly, this connection is intriguing, okay? It's not your standard connection. I think you are quite an unusual person. I think they are quite an unusual person. I think you're unique. I think, and I'm getting channeled a veil. And this is, of course, the Enchanted Veil Tarot. So it's exactly why you chose this. The veil is between the lovers. It's like, gosh, I'm being channeled some really weird stuff. It's like, if you look at this Lovers card here, that the veil is between them. And although they can hold each other, sort of, they can't quite get to each other. Maybe you were long distance with this person, or maybe you were emotional long distance. I don't mind saying, number 2, I am very intrigued myself. You've got the Hermit here. And it's interesting because the Hermit is in a similar position to the woman in the Sun, except that she is revealing her face to the sun and the Hermit is not, and it's moon time. Darkness, the cave. I would imagine that you and this person have not spoken for some time, because it feels, and I'm getting channeled to me, a dead telephone line. We're talking old school telephone lines, you know, when it used to be the one that your dad used to lock when you're trying to phone people. And you could almost pull it out the wall. But I'm getting like, you know, an electric cable just has loads of bits hanging out of it and it's been eaten by an animal or something. I'm getting that. So we have this blackout, really. It's a blackout. You may not have heard from them since, or it may have been... It's just really difficult to communicate without disappearing up or down this rabbit hole of intrigue and mystery and silence. And then we have the Fool, which is an opportunity for a new beginning. Very different to the Hermit. What is it we don't know here, please? What is this behind the scenes? What is the veil? Wheel of Fortune. Things are on the move. Things are changing for you, certainly. Another 5 of Wands. Okay, there may have been an attempt at communication. The 5 of Wands for me is a sort of a miscommunication card. It's a 5, so it's a disruptor. But there is the energy of trying. The 5 of Swords is a game where you dance around each other. You dance around the truth. You are detached from your emotions, but you know you feel a lot, and it can create this sort of cognitive dissonance and this feeling of separation, and you want to bridge that gap and you want to solve the mystery of this person. The 5 of Wands is when you give that a go and you come up against a roadblock. They may have changed their number. You may be blocked. You may have blocked them. You may have changed your number. They might have moved. You might have moved. There's something here about near misses. And yet the Fool in the middle of the reading wants this new beginning. At last, a character. We got the King of Cups. You know, if you're talking about someone who's a bit mysterious, and then you get the King of Cups, and for some unknown reason, I'm being channeled Robert Downey Jr. I know. Now, of course, Robert Downey Jr. was quite, allegedly troubled in his time. Very attractive, all the rest of it. The King of Cups is someone who is extraordinary. They are different to all the rest. They are sometimes poetic, sometimes mysterious, yes. Sometimes they may like mind-altering things. Sometimes a part of them always remains unseen and unknown, probably even to themselves or their own family. It feels like this is a riddle. This person is a riddle. There have been false starts. I'm also being channeled a missing persons poster. Now, I don't mean that literally, but I do mean it like metaphorically. You may have lost touch with them. They are so difficult to find for some reason. For me now. King of Cups has an interesting relationship with the truth. And I mean that really. It's a really interesting relationship with the truth. Because King of Cups is associated with water, it's all this kind of, nothing's in black and white, it changes every day. We don't want to get tied down to naming something. This could have been a relationship where you were pursuing a commitment that they just did not comment on. It's not that they didn't give it, but they didn't go there somehow. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. This must have made you feel a bit crazy at times. Oh my God. Okay, let's look at these three. The Knight of Pentacles, some slow moving. The energy of this relationship is weird because I reckon you felt like you knew them fast, but ever since it's been on a go slow. I feel like as well, depending on how you feel about this relationship, if you feel you would like to be back in contact with this person, or you would like to be back in the emotional arena with this person, you will need to be a person who has great reserves of patience and control, because this person sings to their own hymn sheet. They do not have, they may have had an unconventional upbringing or an incredibly conventional upbringing that they're rebelling against. But I'm getting this energy of the rebel, the energy of the circus performer, the energy of somebody unusual, engaging, intriguing, attractive. But I'm also being channeled an eggshell around this person, which is fragile. It's like walking on eggshells, isn't it? We also get the Ace of Cups. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ha. When you get the Ace of Cups, well, we all know what that means. One thing the Ace of Cups does always mean, though, apart from the fact it's a lovely love card, is you need to know, if you are wanting to connect with this person, you definitely need to know that you are, what's the word? I don't want to say advanced in the skill of self-love, because that makes it sound like an exam. Although maybe we should have those in school, like sit exams on self-love. You need to be far down the road of being able, feeling strong about yourself. Because this person can be crazy making. And that's not a good place to be. So I think if you want to reconnect with this person, you need to be able to have a very honest conversation with yourself or with your bestie or someone else that you trust. And work out what your truth is and what your feelings are a bit more than where you are now, a bit further on. And this is decluttering all of this that goes with this relationship or the memory of this relationship. All the weirdness, all the crossed wires, all the games and the sort of, I don't know, the intrigue and the chasing the puzzle and the riddle and trying to solve it. And get back down to, what is it you love about this person? Do you know, and can you, and I'm getting channeled, ding, can you hit a clear note? And also, is your house in order in terms of self-love? Because you will need the anchor of strong and fierce self-love to re-enter the fray. Okay? Then we get the Hierophant. This person, this King of Cups character, may read a lot of books, or even to the point where they may, I don't know, is it conspiracy theories or religion, or they're very keen on something. They get keen on things. And their knowledge is quite impressive. But this is also about you with the Hierophant. The Hierophant is how you learn what you learn. And you've gone on a heck of a journey with this. And yet this person has, it's like a quest. It's like a quest. It feels like a quest to reveal the true you of the King of Cups. But what you're ending up with as well is revealing the true you. Now, I'm not going to say this is an easy reading, because it isn't at all. It's not easy, and this situation hasn't been easy for you either, and I get that. What do I want here? Yeah, I do want a couple more of these, actually. There needs to be a bridge. There needs to be a bridge between you and this person. Whether you intend to be friends with them, you just want to talk to them, or you full-blown want to get back together with them. There's a missing bridge. And it's about whether you can build that bridge between you. Yeah. The Six of Swords, and move forward together or not. okay? It's about this concept of building a bridge. I think you're quite a fascinating person, and I think they are also fascinated by you, but also fascinated by themselves, which only you can know how far that goes, whether that's makes them interesting or whether it makes them a narcissist. You know, it's like the veil between how interesting they are and how unusual, and being a narcissist is like gossamer thin. I'm massively intrigued by this reading. I really am. Leave me a comment, okay? I'm going to go and do the extended reading now. We're going to do a lot of channeling, I can tell. We're going to get some detail for you, as much as we can get. We're going to channel some detail. We're going to look at the shadow side, the obstacles, whether it's worth pursuing, and if so, what's your best way forward to do that, okay? Wish me luck, and I'll see you there if you're as intrigued as I am. Namaste. Hello, number 3. Well, you're like the rock and roll ones, okay? It's a little bit different, isn't it? This is Urban Graffiti Tarot. So it's more of a modernist tarot and more of a kind of eclectic looking couple, but we don't know, okay? We don't know yet. So let's put this one in the corner, as I have done with number 1 and number 2, and take 2 overall energy cards for this connection. First thing that I'm picking up for you, even without looking at any cards at the moment, is a sense, I don't know if it's like ambivalence or if you have mixed feelings. You know, I sense this sort of, it's almost chariot-like, you know, where you've got one horse going in one direction, one horse going in another. So I don't feel, love these cards, I don't feel this one direction feeling, if that makes any sense. Oh, look at that. Right. What a dude. But we'll look at that, okay? There's a sort of a 2 ways could be one way, and I don't get it, but I will do, because we'll look into it. We've got the Queen of Pentacles with the King of Cups. Very interesting. Queen of Pentacles is what I call the Queen of Velvet Waiting. She's very elegant. She's composed. She is sometimes somebody who's waiting for something, but she's giving waiting a good name. You know, she is literally minding her own business, doing her own thing, kind of sitting comfortably. She's not panting, running, chasing, checking her phone, any of those things. She knows what she's doing. And there's a calmness, there's a sense of being reliable, and it feels like this is you, okay? You are a steady rock. King of Cups, you can kind of see it when you look at the card, that the King of Cups is relaxed. He's a little bit eccentric looking in some ways. He's not got any shoes on. I think the biggest way that I would sum this up is that she's got some really great shoes on, and she needs her shoes on, because every queen knows you need shoes if you want to run, if you want to kick somebody, if you want to do whatever you need to do. He's very kind of, I haven't got my shoes on, I'm barefoot, my feet are touching the water, which is what King of Cups should be as well. He is quite soulful. He has a lot of soul, this person. And a lot of kind of emotion and changeability. King of Cups is emotionally changeable. They have sometimes a rather interesting relationship with the truth, because their truth changes. Their truth moves. They move in a sort of a wave, rather than in days and weeks, okay? But I'm liking this pair at the moment. But you're different. You're very different. Yeah. Look at that as the next card. You're very different as we get the Five of Swords. Yeah. Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. This it's Venus in Aquarius. It's a 5. 5s are disruptors. But also, it's a sense of emotional detachment. But it can be, and I'm getting channeled to me, a chessboard. So a chessboard with pieces on it that you are, there's the king and the queen, isn't there, in chess, as far as I know. I mean, I don't play much chess. And there's checkmate, and there's all kinds of manoeuvring going on. So it may have been like this in the relationship, or it just might be now. No, who's going to blink first? You know, there is this sense of, it's like passive-aggressive combat. You know, things hidden in messages, words unspoken. There's such a lot of unspoken words in this connection, or disconnection, you know, whichever way you want to put it. There's connection and there's disconnection. Do you remember we were saying there's two things? Connection and disconnection. I'm going to take a couple more cards. I've got another theory, but I want to take a couple more cards. And I want that one. Oh my God, how gorgeous. Two of Cups. These cards are marvellous, aren't they? So, Two of Cups. And the Three of Wands, that's nice actually. Okay. Two of Cups, Venus in Cancer. Very nice card to get, obviously. There is a lot of intrigue. There is a lot of possible game playing. I don't know if that's mutual or just one-sided. There's manoeuvring, there's fear, and then there's really nice connection. Okay, so I can see why you would bother with it, and you can see why you'd bother with it, because you can feel it. And somewhere, this very glamorous couple that we have here, and it's all quite glamorous actually. You're a good-looking couple is what I get, even if you're not a couple at the moment. Venus in Cancer is a more nurturing vibe. It's more, you know, I want to protect you, or I want to spend my time with you. I want to align my breathing to your breathing. You know, that kind of lovely, intimate thing is there, but it's crowded out by cleverness, fear, and manoeuvring. Okay? We have the Three of Wands, where someone is always looking out over a horizon. As you can see here, it's an urban landscape. Absolutely gorgeous card, actually. Urban landscape and considering something. So somebody is thinking here about, and the Three of Wands is, it's like you get the Ace of Wands is the initial attraction. The Two of Wands is the multiplying of attraction. And the Three is when you're like, actually, this is going to run away on its own. Okay. So there's some potential in this card. What don't we know about? Let's have a look at that. I'm going to take a couple of cards for what we're not really aware of. There will be an extended reading for this one, as there is for number 1, number 2, and number 3. If this really resonates with you by the end, it will be in the description box as number 3 extended reading, Graffiti Tarot. Oh my God, look, you're fighting again. Okay. God. Wow. Cripes. Flaming Rose. If I get Australian, something's happening. Five of Wands. It's same fight, different park. Okay, you may have fought over the same thing again and again and again. Like a cyclical fighting thing. this, when you get the Five of Wands, it's more miscommunication. That's manoeuvring and chessboards. That is missing each other's communication styles and sort of misunderstanding each other and misreading the situation. It's not usually big time, it's not usually big time. It's a 5, it's a minor arcana pip card, but it's still there. Okay, we've got these annoyances and these avoidances, and then we're straight in with what I call the meat and potatoes card, which is the 10 of Cups. I mean, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's the real deal. And it's right under the King of Cups. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb, number 3, those of you that chose the rock and rollers. And of course, it's up to you. It's up to you at any given moment. But I like the potential of this. Just going to say, what you don't know is what they really meant. And what they don't know is what you really meant. You did not catch each other's meaning the last time you communicated. And what you don't know is the potential of the 10 of Cups. Maybe you do, because the Queen of Pentacles is usually waiting for something. So you could be waiting for someone to come back, or waiting for a time when it's conducive to come back. Then we have our little urban Page of Swords. Page of Swords is the beginning of a conversation. It's very minor. It can be a really infuriating text with "how are you?" It's small. It's not the whole kind of enchilada, the whole shebang. But it's a start. It can be liking each other's stuff on social media. It can be if you're in a group of mutual friends that you nod to each other. I mean, it's really small, but it's a beginning and we like it. And I want another one. Oh, that's so nice. So you get the 3 of Cups. And again, you may be connected in a social group somehow. Let's take another one for that. Yeah, nice. And the Fool. What I'm getting from this 3 of Cups as well is even the Queen of Pentacles needs to let some steam out now and again with her besties, okay? So however that looks to you, it's really important that you're not on the back foot and waiting and creating a void or a gap in the energy. Instead, because waiting is a very empty energy. It's anxious usually, or it can be if it goes on too long. But it also creates a void, and we don't want a void. We want you to fill that with your own energy, because if you fill it with your own energy, it wakes up this King of Cups if you want that. Okay, you might not want this. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? It's entirely your thing. But if you do, fill your days and nights with things you like to do, whatever they are. Be sociable. Get out there. Go beyond your comfort zone. Okay? It can be online sociable. It could even be, when you get the 3 of Cups, that you consider going on a couple of dates. Just to test the water. And also, sometimes you get a really good boost. Sometimes you don't, so choose carefully. God, you don't want to go into like some kind of disaster date, because that makes you think of the other person too much. But if it's like someone who's fairly nice and you don't think they're atrocious and it seems safe and everything, possibly a couple of coffee dates, nothing too big. Just not so much to find someone else, but just to keep the energy alive. You know, to keep the fact that you could if you wanted to. That you're not sat at home waiting. Well, it would be waiting by the phone, but now, of course, that phone is in our pocket. I know. Whose clever idea was that? Why haven't they called, which used to only, you could go out, couldn't you? You go stuff it. I'm going out with my friends. Now it's like, Why haven't they called or texted every single minute of every single day? Speaking of which, use your phone less for a while. Okay, I'm guilty of this. We're all guilty of this. But when it comes to this, a little bit of electronic timeout, just the job. Okay? It will create a sort of emotional friction that's needed, because friction creates electricity. Okay? I mean, I'm not a scientist, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. What is the score right now, please? What is the feeling between these two people? What is the rope of connection? Sorry about that. That's weird because my phone just rang. And what is the connection? Well, I'm doing an old Nokia tone. It didn't really sound like that. Okay. Let's have a couple of cards for what is this current state of play? What is this current connection? I'm not liking that, but I'm feeling, yeah, God, I knew it. That is so weird. You pull the card and you think, I don't like this card, but I know I have to pull it. 10 of Swords. Okay, there is something here. Oh, it's like the collapse of love. You know, there's something. Well, it isn't love that's collapsed. That's what I mean. This relationship is so two things at the same time, which I suppose you would say contradictory. There is love, but there is the collapse of love. There is love, but there also is discord, you know. There's some sort of discord between the two of you, which I suspect arose again and again and again, because we've got this sort of minor arguing going on here and jockeying for position and yeah. And the 10 of Swords is about old wounds, family pain, ancestral pain. I mean, it's a good card to get. Oh my God. Yeah, look at it. We get the 10 of Wands with it. This, as they say on maths, it's a lot. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. It's like, on my daily readings, I very often pull 2 10s. If you're going to get the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, that is a heck of a sort of mountain, you know? You have this mountain of unexpressed feelings, mountain of unsaid words. What have we not done? You know, why can't we be together? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting this real kind of very basic, it's obvious, you know, it's obvious, but also you are who you are, they are who they are. We have to assume at a certain point adults don't change that much, okay? They do change. They change if they get on board with this, because this, I suppose we would call the work, but it's difficult to do, okay? Oof, Judgment. I was waiting for someone to get Judgment. I'm going to take another one to go with it, actually. One just helped itself. Ace of Wands. Okay, when I'm asking about the current state of this connection, I'm getting all of this swords, wands, heaviness. You may only just have broken up with this person. It's quite fresh. Alongside, I'm getting that there's still an enormous physical attraction. Let's just put it that way. But then Judgment. Now, if you're asking about the current state of play and you're getting Judgment, you're going to... the current state of play is still in the past. Okay? So it feels as if with this Judgment card, there is an old wound which has not been healed, that kind of, in the whole system of this relationship, there is an old wound. Interesting stuff. Okay. I'm just going to take one card, okay? It's almost the Joker card. It's not a joke, by the way. It's just a Joker. There we go. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Let's zoom in on that sweetie shot, because that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? 7 of Cups, you're at a stage at the moment where you don't know whether you're coming or going with this connection, and I get that. There is a strong, and this is really weird, there is a strong sense of loyalty here. Even in the estrangement, there is a sense of loyalty. It feels like you're sticking up for each other. It feels like a team, and it feels like estrangement all at the same time. There is good if you choose wisely, but you will need to tread really carefully around you, around them, and around the connection, because it's, again, really strong, the connection, and really delicate, both at the same time. God, you must be doing your head in with this one. I can totally get the confusion and the complexity of it. And when it's good, and when it's bad, it's a nightmare. And I can kind of, yeah, it's almost like, you know, when we said at the beginning, it's the rock and roll one. It's almost like that, isn't it? The good times, the highs, and then the lows. Okay, I am going to do the extended reading. So I am going to use, I'm going to look at the shadow of this. I want to know, because there's a strong shadow side at play here. I can tell that. And I'm going to also take some cards just about your person, how they feel, what's going on, what's stopping them, what's stopping you, I think, as well, or the connection. We'll look at obstacles, and we'll look at the best way forward. Okay, if you want the extended, it's in the description box, and it will be called Graffiti number 3 Extended. Leave me a comment. Love to read my comments, and I reply to as many as I can do. So just let me know. Yeah, let me know your situation, how it resonated, or what you had for breakfast. I don't mind, but leave a comment. I'll get back to you and say hi. Namaste.